So, Jay, Rashmi here.
Yes, Rashmi.
Hi, it's a little different topic, Jay.
Yeah.
How do you organize your thoughts so well? Is it yoga only, or is there any pranayam or something else you do?
I will take that as a compliment. um, I'm. Okay. You're making a statement. It isn't any particular thing, Rashmi. Or my observation is, as you practice, there are certain changes. As I said, usually your spouses notice this more than yourself. And some of them are more wholesome. And over a period of time, there are less unwholesome. And so this is overall practice. I am not able to pinpoint to any one particular thing. If you're complimenting me on being organized in my thoughts, which I myself may not fully agree.
It was compliment, and I wanted to, if there is any different practice which you do, we can also, take that help.
If it is any consolation, if you ask my wife, she may not agree with your observation. She may not agree with me your observation. Definitely not my daughter, who's in second year MBBS.
Okay.
And yeah. But thank you, though. Other thoughts or questions?
Just wanted to add one point here, sir.
Yes, yeah.
With yoga, your resilience improves. I've observed.
Yes. Yes. How can you talk a bit more on that? I agree with you. Can you give some or what makes you say that?
Your thoughts becomes more composed, sir. You have control on your thoughts. I think I don't know how much elaborate I can do, but yes, you resiliate very fast.
Okay, very nice. And you are finding this in yourself, right, Priya?
Yes, yes, I have observed in myself. Yes.
Excellent. See, resiliency is another way of saying you get back a balanced state quicker.
Yes.
Even if you bang onto something and you get bent out of shape, how quickly can we regain our balance and shape, right? Definitely the yoga practice helps. I completely agree with you.
I'm not there yet. I'm not there
Sorry.
yet, but yes, it has certainly improved a lot.
Excellent. Excellent observation. Thank you. Anybody else want to talk about this? Your resilience after yoga practice or over a period of yoga practice? So, as I said, when the system works well, whatever things that are not conducive, and even if it is pushed out of balance, the system will find its way to a balanced state. I want to take this opportunity to talk about three things. Remember FIR, right? FIR, you might remember this as first information report in police stations and whatnot. But as you practice over a long period of time, you might notice three things, or others even might notice three things. The frequency, so FIR stands for frequency, intensity, and recovery, right? So FIR is frequency, intensity, and recovery. All these things will go down, the recovery time, the intensity of negative emotions and frequency of negative emotions tend to go down. How frequently were you getting upset at things that are outside of your control? How frequently do you do that? And when you do get upset, how intensely do you get upset? And even when you do get upset, how quickly do you recover? The recovery time. All these three things, others might notice that you're taking less time or less of all these three factors. You get less frequently upset for things that are beyond your control. And the intensity is reducing. And the recovery period is exactly what Priya talked about, is resilience. How quickly can you recover from such an emotional, negative emotion? And these are definitely some things that you can observe in other yoga practitioners and as well as you. Does that help? I will take that golden silence as an yes. And let's proceed to the session today. Any comfortable seated posture. Eyes softly closed. To begin the inward journey again. To begin again is our commitment. In fact, we can begin again every breath. And so we begin again. Three deep breaths and allow the exhalations to relax, even with the spine comfortably erect. Whatever you observe as your inner experience, serve as a witness, a compassionate witness. And in this, you can think of this as a crucible of attention. And in the crucible of attention, you can even compassionately hold even negative states. Easier, of course, if these are positive states. In this, the way, or the reason I said crucible, crucible is where you can cook things, change things, transform things. And you can transform whatever the states. Into something that is healing. Palms to the heart center, Namaskar. Tilting your head forward, gently open your eyes. Inhaling, arms by the side, palms going up, looking up. Exhaling, palms coming down to the chest, looking down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, stretching the throat just a bit. Exhaling down, letting down, stretching the back of the neck. One more round. Inhaling. Exhaling. Release. Come up to standing. Feet hip width apart. Arms up, interlacing fingers. Inhaling, coming onto the toes. Exhaling. 4 more rounds. After completing, release the arms. Take a deep breath. Arms up, interlacing fingers, palms facing up. Bending toward your right side wall, moving your left hip to the left wall. Inhale, center. Exhaling, go the other way. Inhale, center. 4 more rounds. Attention on the sides of your body getting stretched as you bend, even as you move the hip away to the other wall. Remember, the practice is attention, even though there are movements. Movements are may not be the main point even. We pay attention. After completing release, take a deep breath, exhale. Go to the end of the mat. Go to the end of the mat. And come up onto the toes and walk on your toes all the way to the front of the mat and slowly come back to the back. Small steps. with attention on how it feels. And then take a deep breath, exhale. Might even feel weird, or it might even hurt depending on where you are. Now come up onto your heel, walk all the way to the front of the mat and back on your heels. If it hurts too much, take a break. Take a deep breath, exhale once you reach the back. Now come up onto the outer edges of your feet. The inner arches up. You're standing on the outer edges of your feet. Walk to the front of the mat and back. After you come back and relax, take a deep breath, exhale. At any point in time, if there is a sharp pain anywhere, please stop and rest before you continue. Now, slightly wider stance and come up onto the inner part of your feet. Slightly wider stance. The inner part of your feet, walk to the front of the mat and come back. Take a deep breath, exhale. Utkatasana practice, feet hip with the palms up, interlacing fingers. Inhale, exhaling Utkata. Inhaling, stand up straight. 4 more rounds. And bending progressively more if you can, keeping the weight distribution on your feet even all the time. After completing, release your arms. Take a deep breath, exhale. Front of the mat, Thadasana. Take a deep breath, exhale. Namaskar Mudra. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar at your own pace. Begin. If your mind is wandering, either to the past or to the future, gently bring it back to right now, this breath, this posture. this experience. Remember, it is an offering in gratitude. The practice is an offering in gratitude. You make it pure by being diligent and paying attention to the practice. After completing 3 rounds, release the arms and relax. Think of the entire practice as an offering in gratitude. And the offering could be toward a God if you believe in God, or to the creative force of the universe if you don't believe in God. In yoga practice, you don't need to believe anything. Three deep breaths. In the yoga day, we practiced Veerabhadrasana. Let's continue with some variations of those standing postures, starting with Veerabhadrasana, first variation. Front of the mat, Thadasana. Take a deep breath, exhale. Namaskaram. Let's prepare for Veerabhadrasana and then approach Veerabhadrasana. Inhaling back bend and hold the posture, focusing on getting the pelvis to move forward and consciously raise the chest up even by millimeters. Chest goes up. Shoulder blades go toward each other just a bit. 3, 2, 1. Namaskaram. Take a deep breath, exhale. Next inhalation, back bend. Exhaling, forward bend. Hold your elbows, head down. Bend the knees enough to place your abdomen on the knees. Once you place the abdomen on the knees, straighten up the knees until the abdomen separates from the thighs. Stop when the abdomen is separating from the thighs, head completely relaxed, shoulders completely relaxed, elbows held by the hands, hanging loose, not resting on your shins or knees. Watch the breath. How different is this relative to the backward breath? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingers by the sides of your feet. Inhaling, right foot back, long step back. Now this posture is as good a prep for Veerabhadrasana. Now back foot on the toes, front foot flat on the mat. Allow the hips to relax down as you look up with exhalation. So you're not forcing, you're allowing the hips to relax down and forward as you keep looking up. Back foot on the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot back, plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Make the adjustments. Palms and fingers rooting to the mat. Head completely relaxed. Check the weight on your palms and the toes or feet. They are more or less even. If you're more on your palms, slightly bend the knees and allow the chest to move toward your knees. Seat bones going up to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, right foot forward, Ashvasanchalana. Right foot forward, Manjit. As you look up, back foot on the toes. Bring your attention to your breath. Allow the exhalations to release your hips down, and as you even keep looking up, intense stretch on the left front of your thigh. No forcing, no aggression. 3, 2, 1. Right foot back, plank. Drop your knees down, cat posture. Relax. Veerabhadrasana requires good amount of hip joint flexibility. It is a simple posture with lots of layers of things to pay attention to, which we will do now. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet hip width apart. Now with the feet hip width, you can more easily perhaps access a deeper approach of your chest toward the knees. Knees can be slightly bent and allow the chest to go toward the knees. Head completely relaxed. Next inhalation, right foot forward between the palms, closer to your right palm. Right foot landing closer to your right palm. Now place the back foot on the mat, hands on the waist, come up, face front. Hands on the waist, back, hands on the waist. Inhaling, come up, face front. Now, usually your left hip is open left hip. Consciously bring the left and right hip to align and face front. You can, for now, keep the right knee straight, shoulders facing, both are facing straight, front foot flat, back foot is also flat. If you're not able to keep the back foot flat on the mat, slightly reduce, pull your back foot forward, but make sure that the two lines from the front foot and the back foot lines are hip width. There is a hip width distance between the right foot line and left foot line. Now start bending the right knee, keeping the back foot flat on the mat. You're bringing the left hip forward and yet keeping the left foot firmly on the mat. You have to rotate. You have no choice but to rotate your left thigh out. If you have to manage to bring the left hip forward, even keeping the left foot flat on the mat. Bring the right knee on top of the, if you can bring the right thigh parallel to the ground. Arms up, press the palms. Gaze at your thumbs and vertically go down by bending the right knee just a bit more. Vertically going downward. Now pay attention to the breath. 5. Deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. Namaskar, Mudra. Chalana. Right foot plank. Drop your knees down, cat posture, relax. If your back foot is not, you're not able to keep the back foot firmly on the mat. Either you need to slightly shorten the distance or need to open your back thigh even more, even as you bring that hip forward. It requires conscious attention to what is really going on. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet hip width apart. Inhaling, left foot forward, left foot closer to the left palm. Place the back foot on the mat firmly, hands on the waist. Inhaling, come up, face front. The back foot, the toes are pointing about 45 degrees angle. And the line, front foot line and the back foot line width apart, allowing you to bring the right hip forward. Both shoulders facing forward, soft gaze directly ahead, and start bending the left knee even as you keep the back foot firmly on the mat. Arms up, press the palms. As you press the palms, engage the abdomen and get rid of any back bend. There's no back bend necessary in Veerabhadrasana. Abdomen engaged to bring the spine back to normal. Gaze up at your thumbs and bend your left knee just a bit more to send the entire spine down vertically. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Namaskar Mudra. Chalana, left foot back plank. Drop your knees down. Vajrasana. Allow the shoulders relax, palms facing up. If Vajrasana is not comfortable enough yet for you, go to Sukhasana. As we pause, we prepare for the next posture. Hatha Yoga practice is not to get exhausted. It is to reach balance where more energy is available and is ready to flow as is needed. Not hyper, definitely not dull, not hyper either. 3 deep breaths. Now we're going to approach Veerabhadrasana, second variation. Again, a simple posture, but there are lots of layers to pay attention to. We will prepare for that with few more variations from Adho Mukha. Shashankasana, separate your knees, bending forward, stretch your arms forward. If you're not able to reach the forehead to the ground, bring your forearms together and rest your forehead on the forearms. Take a deep breath, exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Right leg up in the back. Rotate your right knee up. Open your right hip and get your right knee to point up. Come back to center. Right foot down. I missed one instruction. Left leg up. Bend at the left knee. And then rotate your left hip open, left knee pointing up. And come back to center. Release the left foot down to the mat. Drop your knees down, cat posture. Take 3 deep breaths. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet close together. Inhaling, right foot forward, right in the middle, between the palms. Place the back foot on the mat, hands on the waist, inhaling, come up and face the left wall. Look down at your feet. If you had followed the instructions, you would find your feet, the front foot line and the back foot line are the same. The line from the front toe and heel is going to the inner arch of your left foot on the back. Now, consciously bring the right hip forward. With your right toes pointing to the front, it is possible that your right hip is behind. Consciously open the right hip and bring the right hip forward. So both hips are aligned. Now start bending the right knee. Start bending the right knee on top of the right ankle. And those who are flexible, bring the right thigh parallel to the ground and make more distance if you need between the front foot and the back foot. Back foot firmly on the mat. Right thigh parallel to the ground. Right knee going directly toward the front wall, not toward the corner. You have to consciously open your right hip to send the right knee directly to the front wall. Arms up, parallel to the ground. Relax the shoulders. By the way, if your spine is leaning toward the front wall, consciously bring the spine back to vertical posture. Gaze at your right fingertips and bend your right knee as much as you can, sending the spine vertically down. Veerabhadrasana, second variation. Now focusing on your deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the waist. Straighten up the right knee. Take a deep breath, exhale. Rotate your right foot in, left foot pointing to the back wall. Right foot in as in it's 45-degree angle. The left toes are pointing directly to the back wall. Now bring the left hip and the right hip to align and start bending the left knee, sending the left knee directly toward the back wall. See if you can bring the left knee on top of the left side, keeping the spine vertical. You might tend to lean forward toward the left knee, consciously bring the spine back to vertical, arms up, arms facing down, parallel to the ground. Relax the shoulders. As much gap between your ears and shoulders as you can. And yet, arms held strong. Gaze at your left fingertips and send the entire spine vertically down by bending the left knee just a bit more. Veerabhadrasana, second variation. Attention on your 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the waist, straighten up the left knee. Rotate your left foot in, right foot to the front. Ashwasana. Right foot to back, plank. Drop your knees down, Vajrasana. If Vajrasana is not comfortable, you can go to Sukha. Shashankasana. We're going to approach Veerabhadrasana, third variation. We'll once again prepare for that in Mukha variation. Before we do that, we relax. Not in a distracted way. We consciously relax with full attention. Take a deep breath. Come to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now come full on to the toes. Come on to the toes. Now bend the knees, allowing the chest to go toward the knees. Now right leg up. Right toes pointing to the ceiling. You're not opening the right hips. The right hip and left hip are horizontally. The right leg goes up, right toes are pointing to the ceiling, chest is going toward the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot, right toes down. Take a deep breath. Left leg up. Keep the left hip even. Left toes pointing to the ceiling, chest gently moving toward the right knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot down. Drop your knees down, cat posture. Take a deep breath. Adho Mukha. Right leg up in the back. Next inhalation, swing your right foot forward, Ashvasanchalana. Back foot on the mat, hands on your hips. Inhaling, come up, face front. Walk your back foot forward by a foot. Shorten the distance. Slightly bend the right knee. Slightly bend the right knee. And Namaskar Mudra. And bring all your weight onto your right foot. Back foot on the toes. Bend from your hips forward halfway. Back foot is on the toes. Your entire upper body is parallel to the ground. Your entire weight now is more on your right foot. Now gently lift your back leg up. Left leg up as much as you can. Stabilize here. Those who can stretch the arms to the front. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back Namaskar Mudra, back foot on the toes, straighten up. Walk your back foot back by a foot. Ashvasanchalana. Right foot back, plank. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg up in the back as much as you can. Swing your left foot forward between the palms, Ashvasanchalana. Back foot on the mat, hands on the waist, inhaling, come up, face front. Walk your back foot forward by a foot, shorten the distance. Slightly bend the left knee. Namaskar Mudra. Bend from the hips, the entire upper body parallel to the ground. Bring all your weight onto your left foot as you bring the back foot on the toes. Now with your entire weight on your left foot, lift the right leg up as much as you can. Those who can, extend your arms to the front. 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Namaskar Mudra. Back foot on the toes on the mat. Inhaling straight now. Walk your back foot back by a foot. Ashvasanchalan. Left foot back plank. Drop your knees down. Vajra. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Lying down on your back. Hug your knees, rock back and forth. Side to side. Settle back down with the knees close to the chest. Spread your arms shoulder height, palms facing down. Drop your knees toward your right elbow. Keep both shoulders on the ground. Right palm on the left knee. Look over your left shoulder. Once you reach the final posture, see if you can relax without needing to move or not at all. Feeling the spinal twist in Jatara Parivartana variation for 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees back to the chest and drop your knees toward your left elbow. Both shoulders on the ground, left palm on the right. Look over your right shoulder. Feel the spinal twist as you relax. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees back to the chest and release the legs and proceed to Shavasana. Make any final movements that you feel like you need to make. So you don't need to move for the next few minutes in Shavasana. Allow the breath. As your body completely relaxes, the breath relaxes, and there is room for the breath to come visit. As you let go. Make room for the visiting breaths by completely relaxing. And thankfully invite the breaths thankful for every visit. Not to be taken for granted ever. And the visiting breath roots us in this moment. Life happens only now. In paying attention to the breath, we pay attention to the life that is happening right now. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently come out of Shavasana. Always rolling to the right side and sitting up facing forward, eyes closed, spine erect, palms up. Feeling how fortunate we are to be here, to be with this breath. Gently take your hands back. Inhale, growing taller. Exhaling, bending forward, thanking Mother Earth. Inhaling, come up. Rub your palms vigorously. Massage closed eyes. Gently blink your eyes open. Namaste. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and kind words. Thank you so much.